in general, people don't get motivated to change until something bad happens. This is especially true for people with addiction, people with sex addiction or porn addiction. They go along, and I've always asked myself this question: why is that? And I think it's because the person knows internally, and this was true for me too, that their behavior is problematic, but they keep telling themselves, tomorrow I'm going to get it together and change, and I don't have to get honest about it and get vulnerable about it. The problem is tomorrow never comes. And then so what happens is usually there's a discovery. Sometimes a legal issue, sometimes it's a discovery from a spouse or a partner. Something bad happens, and then it knocks the person out of that delusion that tomorrow they'll be able to get it together, and they realize they actually don't have control over the behavior, and then they seek out help. So people come in, myself included, into recovery, into therapy, into working with me, crashing and burning because something really bad happened. Now that's a blessing, believe it or not. That's a blessing in disguise. If the person has perseverance and they do their recovery and they recover from this, ultimately most people, myself included, will look back and say, I'm not happy that that bad thing happened that got me into recovery, but I can appreciate that it got me to a point of honesty and vulnerability with myself and others in my life so that I could get into recovery. And I'm grateful for that, because recovery has brought such great things into my life. Recovery is not just about stopping behavior and trudging through the difficult times, but it's about cultivating a life of growth, personal development, and happiness, really. And that's really the key to long-term recovery. The person that doesn't get interested in and like the growth, the personal growth that they gain from recovery, doesn't usually stay sober. So it's really about treating that life problem, and when we do that, it becomes easier to stay away from the behavior. So in doing that, the bad thing that happens that gets a person into recovery ultimately is a blessing in disguise.